How are you today?
How's your weekend?
I can't complain. It's going pretty good. It's a little cooler out there, but it sure is bright, which is great. I was out doing some shooting yesterday and got some nice shots for the B-roll for this project, which you are now a part of. It's another pseudo experiment, if you will.
Perfect.
What I'm attempting to do is, if you recall, you were a huge supporter in the past of the Lowdown Live when I was writing the column in the paper. And I started that as sort of a little experiment to see what would happen if I featured that article and then talked about, businesses and other initiatives in the city.
Right.
So this has really been something that's been in my craw for a little while. And what I've wanted to do was figure out like the perfect storm, if you will, sort of deliver something back to the community again. And when we made the short list of people we wanted to talk to, obviously you were at the top of it for multiple reasons. But today I thought we could focus on this great new initiative of yours, hashtag Live Local, our Airdrie Live Local. So I was hoping to get some more information so we could share that with our audience.
Yeah, it's actually Airdrie Live Local. So thanks to Live Local, yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. I just want to make sure that we got
this is the benefit of the interview.
Right? Yeah.
Ta-da! I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I feel like a heel. All right.
It works both ways, though. It does.
Okay.
So basically, Live Local is just the way that we can involve the community to support one another and have something tangible, like the hoodie, to show that they've supported an initiative like Live Local. And supporting the local charities or initiatives, within the city. Last several years, we've seen how Airdrie has come together as a community, right, in many different ways. And I was just trying to figure out a new way to come up with a way to support the community and show that people are proud that they've supported it, by wearing this hoodie. And it's something that came to me last summer, and just. It's one of those moments you're laying in bed. It just came to my mind. I was like, okay, well, what can I do with that? And the hashtag Live Local was the first thing that came to mind. We're trying to figure out, okay, what can I do with this hashtag? And and I brought up the concept to a couple of my friends, like Jeff Watley from GW Design, and he's like, well, let's talk. Then I start brainstorming some more ideas and what materialistic way can people have in their hand to show that they supported something within Airdrie. So, and Live Local hoodie was the first thing that I come up with, and I I had a lot of feedback. I recruited about 11 different people throughout the city, different aspects of their careers, different representation of the city of Airdrie, business owners. I got feedback from everybody, so it's 100% local, right? So everything, from the concept of the hoodie to the production of the hoodie is local, right? So
that's outstanding, Mike. I mean, you're no stranger to figuring out ways to give back to the community. You're born and raised nearby Balzac. That's correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's very obvious that Airdrie is very important to you. You've got you and your wife, Lori, have the Jack and Jill as well, which is something we can chat about on another interview if you'd like. But
for sure.
What I've come to learn, we haven't known each other a whole lot, but it seems like every time we do speak, it has something to do with how one of you are going to figure out a way to do something for your neighbors. So that's one of the reasons I thought this was such a great thing to chat about today, because I also love the idea that it's a hoodie. I think that's just brilliant. Because it is Alberta, and it is, June could become chilly. July nights are cool. It's perfect for sitting around the fire. How do people get a hoodie?
So basically, they can visit our page, Airdrie Live, hashtag Live Local.
Okay.
There's a link on the Facebook page that's pinned to the top of the announcements where we actually order the hoodie.
Okay.
It'll show the different colors of hoodies that are available right now.
Awesome.
And the sizing chart, right?
Great.
So and like I said, everything's made to order right now, so we don't want to carry stock,
No.
and that just takes money out of the charity that's going to be
deserving. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense.
And so it's right now, it's made to order. There's many sizes available, and right now we're just, the launch that we have with the color that's been selected right now. It's been the popular color right now, and just the sand color is one of the popular colors right now. But yeah, we're just trying to figure out what the best colors right now represent the family community of Airdrie. It's like not just moms can wear it, dad, anybody can wear it. Working in the shop on the
Absolutely.
vehicles, the Starbucks, shopping at the local businesses as well. So anything local, they're like, hey, I support you 100%, and you can show that by wearing this hoodie.
I love it, man.
And the kids can wear it to school, right? And it's something that it's not really a fashion statement, just a statement, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
I live local, I support local.
It's a unifier.
Yes, exactly. It connects everything.
I would call that a unifier.
For sure, I agree with that. And just
sorry. No, it's all you.
And it's one of the things where it brings the community together in a different way. We got like I mentioned earlier, the council and the mayor and the MP. They embrace this idea, and they're all saying, what can I do to help? Well, buy a hoodie.
Buy a hoodie. So how much are hoodies?
Hoodies are $45.
Okay.
And 100% of the net proceeds of the hoodie goes to charity.
And are you partnered with one right now?
Well, we did a presentation last Friday before Easter.
Okay.
We presented with the first month orders that we did. We accumulated over $1,000. So we were able to present Airdrie Food Bank with a $1,000 check.
Wow, that's outstanding.
Yeah,
that's outstanding.
Right. So
and the food bank is one of those things that it's a unanimous.
Yes.
I always say that. I've been through tough times in my life, and it's really hard, even when times are good. It's very hard to make good decisions when we don't have nutrition. It all starts with food, and
exactly.
That's one of the reasons I'm a personal when I hear food bank and I hear feeding people. Number one, it's a topper for me because of that. I think that there's some real significant benefit and impact to good mental health, and when people are in challenging moments, the last thing they need to worry about is food. So that is beautiful. I love that. $1,000.
Yeah.
That's something to celebrate. So next time we see each other, you can buy me a beer. What?
Absolutely.
How did I do that?
Right? No, that's good. I'm okay with that. You've supported a lot of our ideas and what we've done.
Absolutely.
And I'd love to share a beer success over beer with you for sure.
I'm looking forward to that. I think this is awesome. And one of the things that's funny that the tower's on there. I'm looking at that, and as I'm getting used to doing this, I'm going to be very vulnerable right now. I'm learning how to do this in studio like this, and it's a little new to me. So I'm trying to not look at you, but it looks great when I look at it, and I love the logo. Well, I want to talk about who designed that and in a second, but what I dig about it the most is the tower. So, you recall from the past that when I ran in the election 4 years ago, one of the big things I learned from people that had spent much of their life here was that they felt, somebody said something to me, and it's stuck with me along the way. They said to me that they felt that the city, when it became a city, that's when things really changed. And they told me that it used to be all about the water tower. That was our logo, if you will. It was our thing, and everything was about the tower. And then it changed, and it wasn't anymore. And they just were sharing with me. We were having a heart-to-heart. It was somebody in the neighborhood. They were across town, and they're telling me this. And I'm seeing that what you've done here with the tower, and I also think the color is fitting because it's kind of like the tower. And maybe I'm reading too much into this, but that's what I'm seeing. And I think that's why I think the word unifier came to me a moment ago there, because that's what I have always seen in our community as not really the best thing, is that there is a lot of division. There's more division than people maybe want to talk about. And I'm not sure it's good. I think that the good comes from healthy conversation and healthy actions like what you and Lori are doing here with this. So really, my hat's off to you guys once again. And you're setting such a great example you for your own children and for for our community. So, it means a lot just to be able to speak with you about this today. I want to talk about the logo real quick before we go, and I want to make sure that we also talk about there's probably some people here. You'd mentioned a gentleman, Jeff Watley. Forgive me. We need to do some shout outs here. There's some wonderful people that have been a part of this. So tell me about that.
Yeah, no, I reached out to Jeff. I mean, he's been our mainstay of graphic design for Airdrie, Airdrie Dads, many local businesses in Airdrie. He's been, you've probably driven by like Jam's restaurant. It's one of the things that he designed that logo as well, right? Sort of thing. So he's got a lot of fingerprints, if you will, in
and a lot of skill, clearly,
and very talented for sure. And so when I invited him out for a beer at Balzac Craft Brewery, we're on the patio, and it was just August, it was mid-August, if I remember correctly the date, and I told him my idea. He's like, okay, why the tower? I said, well, it's history. It's what a lot of Airdrie residents, it's who I've grown up with, identify Airdrie.
There you go.
Like you mentioned, Airdrie had at one point the tower in their city logo, but now it's no longer. Right. So I wanted to recapture that image for Airdrie, just sort of thing. So that could be related to a lot of people that's been in Airdrie for a long time. And Jeff's like, no, I think that's the perfect fit. And so we wanted something where, something that can be worn in any time of the year, right? It's like, it's mid-April, it could be January, the way it feels in the last couple of days, but
100%, yeah.
If I'm going for I want to get lunch or coffee, whatever, I'm wearing my hoodie. I got a lot of hoodies myself, but I just want to wear something I can wear any given time, and still show that I still love Airdrie. I grew up in Airdrie, and I want to represent Airdrie. And the idea behind that is that the money I spent for this hoodie went to for this particular cause went to the food bank. Right. So and people say, and it's a good way to generate conversation as well. And that's what Jeff and I were talking. Like, well, we need something to come up with, the conversation. Like the mountains in the background. You can look on any given day, look west, you can see the mountains from Airdrie, right?
Totally.
And that's the thing. You're you go to Cochrane and you're 20 minutes away from Cochrane, right? And you're that much closer to the mountains, sort of thing.
That's right.
And the hashtag Live Local is something where I've done a lot of research what the hashtag would do and would mean on social media and stuff like that.
100%.
It's got a lot of impact. It's got a lot of hits and stuff like that. So if somebody wanted to look up hashtag Live Local, they're going to see Airdrie, and hopefully we'll be right at the top of the hashtag.
Well, if it's okay with you, Mike, if it's okay with you, I'm going to start including it in my posts if that's okay. I always try to be respectful of those things, because some people they're kind of they're branding and they're doing their thing, and you don't want to be perceived like you're trying to scoop in on that, right? Like, but I mean, I think this is an awesome thing, and I get what you're trying to do, and I also want one. I want you to know that I might need some advice on sizing. I don't know, because
absolutely, yeah.
What do you think? 2XL? Where am I at? I don't know.
I'm wearing XL. A good friend Robbie, he got double XL on the order there. So the sizing chart's pretty accurate. It's pretty bang on.
Okay.
Sort of thing. We can try one on for you and say, hey, let's figure it out. So that's not a problem. And to get back to Jeff Watley.
Yes.
And he had a little piece of paper pad, just a little sketch, not a sketch pad, just a notepad, right? And you start drawing, Airdrie, and you put the water tower for the eye, and you'll see some of his posts that's the original concept to the actual reality, right?
Nice.
And I wanted to make sure that I wanted to capture the whole 100% local feeling to that. So my idea, being in Airdrie, come up with the idea, reaching out to Jeff. He's an Airdronian or Airdriean. He's helping with that. Then Graphics, they've been a big supporter as well, to reach out to them and say, hey, this is what I want to do. And well, here we can help you out. So they, help cover the cost of the silk screening and take Jeff's file and be able to utilize that file. So it really, the 100% local feel.
Oh, that's great. So who's Graphinex? Tell me about them.
It's Graphinex.
Okay, so what we'll do before we forget, I want you to send me some info after we're done here.
Sure.
Because I'm going to be putting overlays on the interview process here. So everything that matters and everybody that needs to be, shouted out, let's make sure we get all that right.
Yeah, definitely do that for you. And Graphinex is, he's a very good supporter of, the high schools, helping print hoodies and t-shirts and stuff like that.
Who are we speaking of, though?
Nick Sierra.
Good, because I didn't think his name was Graphinex. It could have been,
Yeah,
but
no, Graphinex is the business that they've been around. Don't know how long, but they've been in Airdrie for a long time.
Great.
And just one of those things. They're very they put out good product. They put quality product, and that's a lot of feedback that I'm getting from hoodies. A good quality hoodie, good quality silk screening and stuff like that. So it's going to wear a long time. Looks
fantastic. I definitely want one.
And and they're very patient with us. We had that last order. We had 37 hoodies ordered. So
what?
We just delivered them on the weekend. This weekend here. So
that's great.
That's our biggest order yet, and they've been supportive.
Big order.
And they want, right? Said, hey, how can we help you get as much money back into the community? I'm like, well, start off.
So my question then also, I have more and more. Clearly, I need to interview both these people. First of all,
yes,
you need to connect me with them because we got some things to talk about. They both offer they're. That's what I want this to be about. I really want it to be basically mimic the interview process that I used to do with people when I sat down and prepared a column for them. But I also, as you know, I'm pretty project heavy, working full time. I want to make sure this works for production to expedite this, right? Like it's a lot happening, and it has to be easier than writing a column, which I did put a lot of time into. So back to the point. It sounds like there's two great interviews here. So make sure you connect me with these gentlemen.
Absolutely, for sure. And like I said, a lot of people support this idea, and they're anxious. They submit their EMTs and the email and order and stuff. Well, how long can it be? We say a week to 10 days, right? Just to give us a little bit of leeway. And and people have been happy.
So 10 days, that's not bad. I don't think that's great.
Yeah,
I'm glad to know. And do you take like all forms of payment?
Well, we do EMTs right now, just getting started. So we'll take the
Sorry,
email,
I think you just
transfer.
said that. I apologize.
Yeah, and that's okay. No, and we take the EMT transfers right now.
Okay.
Eventually we'll, as we get bigger, as I hope, we'll be able to have like maybe a website or something where you can process all forms of payment right now. But right
an Etsy
now,
shop. You could probably set up an Etsy shop.
Right?
I'd be happy to give you a hand with that.
Sure.
It works very well, and I'm doing a little initiative there with coffee mugs and the picture of the bridge. It's kind of ironic because I remember when I sent that to you and I was like, hey, what do you think? And you were like, wow, this is ironic. And you made some kind of comment. You're like, it's funny you're showing me this. And in that, the reason I like the shop is it helps keep your numbers straight.
Yes.
And it helps keep, because at the end of the year, you're going to have to report to CRA, what have you, on sales, things like this. Like it might be a good thing for you, maybe not.
Yeah.
But if you need a hand, I'm happy to help.
Yeah, no, we got everything down right down the penny on the spreadsheet for us. It's good.
Awesome.
My wife Lori, she does very good, quality control and who paid what, who hadn't paid or anything like that. She'll chase them down.
Nice.
And I'm glad for her to do that stuff like that. And
I wouldn't want Lori chasing me down.
No, and she's also the pretty face of the whole thing, right? So I'm
and there's truth there too,
right? And so I'm okay with that.
You're doing okay yourself there, bud.
Yeah, I have a little shorter beard now since then.
Yeah, it looks great.
And but no, it's just one of the things that we worked hard. We know what we have a lot of work ahead of us to make this continually to happen for the community, right? So there's no rest for the wicked sort of thing, and we're always posting. We're always
that's the truth,
supporting local. And next time I go shop local somewhere, I'm going to take a selfie and take a picture. Hey, I was here today, or
I love it,
or I'm going there today, and just support because. Last year and a bit, 14 months has been tough for Airdrie, right? Businesses are struggling and stuff like that, and people are struggling physically and mentally, right? So this is just something just kind of help break out of that funk, the long winter that we had.
Is that a consideration for Live Local? Like, would you are you thinking of doing something where a restaurant could be the benefactor?
The possibilities are endless, right? So it could be, or if a hockey team needs support, for a tournament or something like that, whatever it may be.
Sure.
We're still kind of brainstorming ideas how we can disperse the money. Because right now we've settled on quarterly, just similar to 100 men sort of thing. So we're, our next presentation would be July. And so hopefully we'll have some money piled up, and it's gonna be a success again, that we can present something that could be deserving of that. And it's all, with the mindset of 100% local, just to,
Right on. So for now, you're kind of taking it day by day. Are you working toward maybe like an application process where charities could approach you, or is that a little early?
Maybe, or maybe we get a list of, people nominate charities, and the top 3, we could put out to the public. The public can have an input where that money goes for that period. So
that's cool.
So we're still evolving those ideas right now.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where the wheels are turning, and they're always going to keep turning, and we still want to support the community in different ways, right? So whether I give my time to the food bank hours or volunteer wherever like that, I'm still out there. I'm still giving my time, but this is just more of a material thing, just to represent what we all want to do, how we want the community to feel support.
This is outstanding, Mike. I love it. Do you have any parting comments or anything that you think you might want to just add before we sign off here?
Just want to thank everybody so far that bought a hoodie. We thank you for that support, and thank them for supporting the idea and embracing it and wearing it proudly. I've seen several hoodies out in the streets already the last couple of weeks, so I'm thankful for that.
That's
awesome.
I
just want to build on that and make it more successful. So this
is great. I can't wait to get mine, and I appreciate so much what you're doing. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's an end to the ideas that are coming out of the Reist factory there. So this is just great. And what we'll do is we should connect again, because Jack and Jill, there's let's do a quick update there. But so Jack and Jill is an initiative that you and Lori started to help. You take it away.
Help grads in need to get the grad in style, whether it's a grad dress or suits and stuff like that.
Right.
With the challenges of COVID in the last year and a bit, we're still trying to work with some students out there. So we're still available. We're
okay.
Logistically, it's been tough to get the dresses out there, because AHS has just been like clamping down, like
right.
And just so our hands been pretty much tied for the past year, but we're trying to find creative ways, maybe help just the grad gentlemen for now or something.
Sure. But, okay. Well, when you're ready to update me and you have a better sort of line of sight on how that's going to go. And I know that's probably was a bit of a challenging question, but I kind of wanted to just put that in there so that viewers that don't know you and know Lori can know that it ain't just live local. It's like, this is just your latest initiative where you have these other outstanding efforts that you guys have implemented into our community. And, I appreciate it. I appreciate knowing you, and I appreciate watching from afar. We don't always get time to connect. And when we do, it seems to be like this. So, which is great. But I just admire it, and I appreciate it. And I think, my hope is that people should take inspiration from yourself and your wife, because there's other people out there that I think sometimes maybe they're quieter, or they feel they're too new to the community, that sort of thing. I've always wanted my effort and the Lowdown to be a unifier in its own right. And I want maybe that's one thing I hope people could take away from today, is that, they're also capable of doing something really cool and generous for the community. So hopefully that they, you're seen as that example, and that positive should continue.
Yeah, exactly. And it takes one to come up with the idea, but it takes community to build that idea. So.
That's right. Excellent. Well, listen, Mike, I appreciate your time very much today. I'm going to sign off. Make sure you send me all the details that we discussed here and handles, so I can tag their pages and I'll have it running across the screen here. So I definitely want to make sure that, is it Nick and Jeff? I want to make sure that they are also acknowledged, because they're contributing massively to this, and that we should make sure and that we take care of them, right? That's what we do.
For sure. Okay. For sure. I'll get you their website, their Facebook pages, and I'll link that all to you.
Awesome. All right. I can't wait to, I'll talk to you offline about how I get myself a hoodie.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, my friend. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.